The fact that all these planets are not really in any position of power simply means to me that they will try and be supportive, but they're not going to intervene because they're not going to put their own countries at risk and they're not going to put their own people at risk. And that is what I suspect this means. All these planets in the 11th house that have no power. When one looks at a horary chart, the rising sign ruler, in this case Venus, is the primary ruler of the chart. The secondary co-ruler is the moon, and thirdly, the sun. So, as I said, both of them are on their last legs, and to make it even worse, is the sun and the moon are both approaching the two most malefic houses in the chart, which is the 12th house, is the worst by far, and then secondary worst is the 6th house. This is not a good sign at all. It means that both these planets sort of had some power, but now they are going to be weakened even more. Because according to the ancient sages and astrologers, they believed that when a planet is in an angular house, they have 100% power. When a planet is in a cadent house, they have 0 power. When a planet is in a succedent house, they have 50% power. So the angular houses are the 1st, the 10th, the 7th, and the 4th. The reason why I named them in that order is that is the order that they are said to have the most power. So the 4th house of all the angular houses have the least amount of power. The succedent houses are the 2nd, the 5th, the 9th, and the 11th. The cadent houses are the 3rd, the 6th, the 9th, and the 12th. But the 9th is not considered to be a bad house, nor is the 3rd. They are just weak. I was truly hoping for a more positive answer. I'm not done yet, but as I say, I was really hoping when I heard this question in my head, have some positivity and hope in it. Let's continue and see what it holds. So the sun is an old man. The moon is an elderly lady. They are both in Saturn's terms. So they are actually also semi under the dictatorship of Saturn, which is very ironic because Russia was the dictator and Ukraine was under Russia's dictatorship, from my understanding. So they're both in Saturn's term. Another very concerning factor is the fact that the 7th house is Scorpio, and the part of fortune kind of sits between the 6th and the 7th house. 6th house is definitely not good. The 7th house in this situation isn't good because it's ruled by Scorpio. According to the ancient sages, whenever a planet